Welcome to Monday night. Oh, my goodness. Do I sound congested? I am very congested. Welcome to Raw. I'm not going to do this very long. I'm going to give you my thoughts on it, some of this review. Then I'm going to take my medicine and go to sleep. I can't take my heavy medicine because the moment I do, that's it. So, this is what you're going to get. Opening with Seth and Matt Riddle, fine. Understandable. Matt Riddle wants to get revenge on Seth. Seth doesn't want nothing to do with him. And guess what? After their fight, Judgment Day comes out, saying pretty much, dude, come with us. You want Seth? We'll handle Seth. We'll handle anybody. We're here to give you what you need. Look at Dominic. And I got thoughts on Dominic. Dominic needs work. That'll probably be the title. But pretty much that's what Finn and Damian had said. But in the end, he refused to listen, so now he gets a match against Finn Balor, which Finn wins due to defective outside interference. Do I believe it was an effective segment? It was okay. But adding Judgment Day in now, I have to admit, I don't think they should have done this so quickly. I think they should have waited until maybe halfway through the show before someone comes up to him instead of doing it in the damn ring. That's what I feel. Next, this match I don't get. Why? I understand who need to win. Yeah. But why here? We get the women's title match, and this is the women's tag title match, which should be added to the NXT. I say it again, I'm going to keep saying it. The NXT tag titles and the WWE tag titles for the women, they need to be combined by Survivor Series. Get that shit over with. There's no point in having two separate titles. You will have enough women going across all three brands. Just do it. But Io Shirai, not Sky, and Dakota Kai versus Raquel and Aaliyah. Look, Aaliyah looks like a nice lady. She's beautiful. She looks like a nice lady. But her selling sucks. She was supposed to be selling now, unless she really is injured, which I don't know. I don't know where she got hurt. Somehow she hurt her show. Not even the commentators knew when she got hurt. The moment she seemed to have gotten hurt, she barely sold anything. She barely did anything. And then afterwards, she seemed to be fine after that. I don't know if she's really hurt. And she just didn't know how to function with her shoulder being all messed up like this. Or she was not hurt. She's supposed to sell it, and she went too far with it, and it looked so crappy. But in the end, Kai and Shirai win. Now the question is, how are they going to book it? And the bigger question is, why didn't this happen sooner? I know that once Toxic Attraction was not available, you could have gave it to them then, but I'm just saying. I could be wrong. I'm just saying maybe you should have gave it to them much sooner than you think. So, the best match of the night. And understand, I like a well-rounded match. And this is the best well-rounded match I've seen in a bit. And that's Chad Gable versus Johnny Wrestling, Johnny Gargano. Once he came out with Otis, and they got their asses handed to them by, I don't know why they did with Braun Strowman. Why did Braun Strowman come out last week, Monday, destroyed all the tag teams that was in the gauntlet match, or in that match, then destroy Otis and Chad, and now we get this. Someone was not looking right. I don't know why they did that with Braun Strowman. I just don't get it. I don't. But was this a good match? It was the best match of the night for me personally. If I got to look at the match for its quality, for the story, that is for Johnny. He's been gone 7 months, well, practically almost a year. And he just came back, and now he's on the main roster. By how the fans reacted, by the chain wrestling that we got, by the story of him getting whacked in the knee, and that was the focus. He looked good. Johnny won, and then Austin Fury wiped him out. He wanted to make sure he understood that Austin is more important than him. The segment with him and Austin, well, I take that back. Forgive me. The segment with Austin and KO was interesting. Austin, pretty much as he's been saying for weeks, other than saying, I am the best, I dare my jaw. Pretty much, he makes it very clear that he is the future. Kevin Owens comes out and says, and let's make this honest, this is actually kind of true. He made it very clear. There are very few people that look like me and Johnny Gargano. Actually, I'm talking about Kevin, not Johnny. Kevin is the one I'm talking about, not Johnny and not Austin Fury. He says a guy like Johnny and a guy like me, we were never meant to make it. You got the chiseled look, you got the guns, you got everything, but guess what? How many times have we seen people in the last 20 years like you? Hundreds. How many times have we seen a Johnny Gargano and me? On one hand. It's always been about us. It is about us. And you will be a flash in the pan. But does not mean you cannot make it happen. Drop this garbage and act like a real pro wrestler and go in the ring. Show your passion and make it mean something. The crowd, as he's doing it, begins to rise and rise. Ooh. It's all right here. Woo. And here. It sucks. And he's pretty much saying all this, and the crowd cheering began to get higher and higher. I'm going to say the Portland crowd was good. Very good. That helped a lot in this promo, and it did help throughout most of the night. But honestly, by the time it was over, what really helped, excuse me, what really helped was the fight. Just like with Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. We're getting a lot of those now lately. And guess what? Austin gets an actual punch to the nose, and he's bloodied. I'm not going to show no images. I'm not in the mood right now. But he gets a bloody nose. And even KO says, look, I made you have a bloody nose. What are you going to do about it? And he is just pissed. I think Austin was legitimately pissed. He didn't expect to get a real bloody nose. He was mad. Good. Realism helps. But did it have a good... Was the talk and the fight afterward good? Or better yet, was it better than Seth and Matt Riddle? Actually, I think this was more effective than the Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins situation. And I think that's the one that we should care about more than the Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle. Because Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins, they're done. It's over. And I'm not sure how they're going to go with this. It's kind of a freaky thing that you may actually get Seth Rollins working with Matt Riddle because of Judgment Day eventually, I think. Now, the Open Challenge. Oh my gosh. Guys, you guys tell me below if you watch this. This match was trash. Because I don't know if it was Sonya, if it was Bianca. I think it was both of them. This match looks sloppy. Sloppy. Just as bad as the match for the tag titles for the women that was a bit sloppy. Particularly with Aaliyah, who either she was really hurt and was not willing to sell anything, or she was not badly hurt. And she became sloppy trying to sell something that you didn't need to sell that deeply for. I don't know. This match just... It was sloppy. Near the end, middle to the end, it was sloppy. Yes, Bianca won. And it did have a story, at least at one point last year. Fine. The only story that matters now is going to be her and Bayley. Because we're waiting for Bayley. Bayley probably needs more time to practice and train. And also do some work in the ring before she actually goes after. Because the last time we saw Bayley, as I said, there's some people knows how to hide their ring rust. And some don't. I do believe Bayley hid her ring rust decently well, but others said no. I'm not saying she did it perfectly, but we need Bayley more in the ring to get back into a better track than what she is now. She needs more work. So I want to see that. Here's another match that I don't get why it was on there. Omos versus two jobbers who were annihilated. Why? Because now you got Braun Strowman? You got to show the other monster, Omos? Wouldn't it be better to do something special using Omos as the muscle for an MVP? MVP should be the talker and say something, make us care about Omos We didn't get that. We just got the match, which wasn't that great. Omos is not a bad wrestler, but he's not a good one either. You got to give him someone that can not just bring out what he can do, at least whatever he can do, but, excuse me, I feel like I want to sneeze. But you got to make him look good enough that he doesn't feel like the Great Gonzalez. Sorry. Or Giant Gonzalez. I'm sorry, not the Great. The Giant Gonzalez. Or the Great Khali. Great Khali was never a great wrestler. Giant Gonzalez was slightly better than him. And who's coming in third? Omos. The one that looks better than Omos at this point, somewhat, is Braun Strowman. You guys tell me below. What else do we talk about? Let's put this in perspective. When it comes to The Miz, I'm going to tell you this. When it comes to The Miz, it's just a story that's interesting, yes, but we don't know where they're going. We don't know if he's going to kidnap the kids, because at the end of that segment, when he was in The Miz's home, he was in the window, he got inside after The Miz left, showing a picture of his family and his kids in sketch drawing. You wonder where they're going. I don't know. I have no clue. Only thing I do know is that whenever they get there, it better have a good payoff, because if this doesn't have a good payoff, this meant nothing. I'm just saying. Now, finally, the last thing I'm going to talk about, it's the Dom effect, or just Dominic needs work. A lot of work. Was his video package good? Sort of. I'm not going to lie here. It didn't really feel like... I'm trying not to be hard on him, because this is the first time he's in a new character. He's very young to the business, and he just turned heel for the first time. There's going to be teething pains. And this is one of those teething pains for someone who's not naturally used to being a heel. He's trying to be mean, and it's not coming across well. It felt like he's going, why is he breathing like that? I don't think he needs to do that. Naturally doesn't work. And this is the reason why this is why I wanted him in NXT 2.0. To get this type of situation fixed there, then here. Or NXT for that matter. Before NXT was wiped out, you could have had him learn down there. Nope. He's got to do it on the main show with his dad. And it is obvious he doesn't really have it yet. This is the first time he pulled a promo as a heel, and he sounded like he was just hyperventilating or just angry, but not real angry, like fake angry. What was the match? Well, here's the thing. Dominic is not wearing the right clothes, and Dominic, as a pro wrestler, has not learned how to fight as a heel yet. As I said, this is the first time he's doing heel stuff. So he did good when he wiped out pretty much Edge by nutshot him with his leg. And he looked good when he wiped out his dad, giving a hard clothesline. But when you put him in a real match with a real professional wrestler, even though he's old, you see that he's a lot to learn, because he's still not, it's not about the amount of moves he knows. It's about the attitude behind those moves. You don't just jump from one move to another, or just stand there. And like what happened with Sonya Deville, where Corey Graves was chewing her out because she had the chance to try and take care of Bianca Belair quickly and not did it. In this situation, most of the moves he did were rushed moves, and instead of holding it, maybe yelling at Edge more and screaming at him or cursing him out, making him feel like he is that, or be more methodical and use different type of movements or actions, he didn't. So it didn't look right. As a heel, he needs a lot of work. At the end, it was when he almost got his ass destroyed by... When you see Ray jump into the ring right before Edge is about to destroy him, hanging on the ring ropes, you knew something was going to go wrong. And pretty much, Judgment Day came in. Judgment Day whooped the ass of everybody. The match was ended. And then you have to see Dominic grab a chair, which it looked like he's never done correctly before, as a heel, and he's trying to nail Edge. And I think it might actually hurt him a little bit. Legitimately trying to make it look good when he's never done it like that. Not that he hasn't swung a chair around. We're talking about a guy who's trying to be a heel, trying to swing the chair in a way that looks more evil. And it didn't come off that way. Yes, Finn nailed him in the leg. The question's going to be, what now for Dom? Dom has a lot of work again. He has to learn how to do a heel promo. He's got to change his clothing and ring attire. It's regular, wearing black, fine. But he needs to change the black clothes he's wearing. Do not have Dominic DM on his back. Dominic Mysterio, get rid of it. Wear an entirely different wardrobe. No more looking like Dominic. No more of the stripes. None of it. Change his clothes to something entirely different. Because he needs whatever he can get as an advantage. As it stands, this was an okay show. It wasn't incredibly great. The Chad Gable and Johnny Gargano was the best match for me personally. The Omos, don't know why. Sonya Deville, what? I mean, it wasn't a bad match, but you can tell it was sloppy. What else was here? The Kevin Owens, that promo with Kevin Owens was very good. Way better than Seth. Better than Seth and Matt Riddle. But it's just me. Peace.